We are so happy to welcome back our guest co-host today. She's a Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter who just finished a reunion tour with Xscape. Woo! She's also executive producing and starring in the current season of Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. Everyone, give it up for Tiny!
Hey.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
How are you feeling today?
Feeling great. Always glad to be here with you guys.
We love having you.
you.
Love having you here.
Yes.
So much fun. All right, now, Tiny, it's Friday, and while many people are counting down to the weekend, we here at The Real like to start the party a little early. That's
Okay.
right. We don't celebrate Friday. Nope. We celebrate Friday! Today, we're keeping things elegant with the classiest of cocktails, a French 75. It's a mix of vodka, fresh lemon juice, simple syrup, and champagne.
So delicious.
Yes, so Tiny, have you tried it?
I have, and it tastes really good.
Okay, so
Oh,
you like
delicious.
it?
Really good.
Bottoms up then, babe.
Yes.
Oh, it is refreshing. All right, so to find out how to whip up one of these for yourself, just head to thereal.com for the cocktail or mocktail recipe. Now, Tiny, are you ready to keep it real with some Friday girl chat?
Always.
Here we go.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Well, let's dig right into it, Tiny. It's no secret you have a lot of fans, but I hear your biggest fan is one of my biggest rappers. I love him so much. Your husband, T.I.
Where y'all hear that from?
No, I heard we work together, right? And he told me, he was like, he really admires you. He says that, I heard that when you renew your energy and your confidence and your career success, that's a turn on for a man. I guess the question I have is, how are you guys doing right now?
We're actually in a great place. We're in a great
Good.
space. So, I don't know, maybe it's working. Maybe he does, like it a little bit. I don't know. I hope so, because that's all I'm going to be is a strong woman, so I hope he is.
That's right. We're gonna change. What advice would you give to anybody that is going through ups and downs and trying to hang in there with their marriage?
Yeah,
if you
marriage
could give
is
anything
so
to a
hard.
woman.
You just got to keep fighting, if you really love it, it is so hard,
Yes.
But I think, with me just finding who I am and, going through whatever we was going through, it helped me to balance myself when I got back to trying to get ourselves back together where we could, be one again.
Do you think the tour helped?
I definitely think me working, and just doing my own thing helped for me. I don't know about him, but it definitely helped me. So the situation just kind of came together like glue. So I guess so.
Okay, I like it.
How long have you guys been married?
We've been, it will be 8 years in July.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you
wow.
guys been together forever.
Yeah.
We've been together for 17 years.
Wow, that's a long.
That is beautiful. This is interesting. I have a question, so I'm going to part the question for a second, but I want to ask, you being back on tour and working and being busy, do you feel like that kind of reinvented yourself or reinvented your relationship in some way?
In some way, I feel like it did. I mean, we just, he started being supportive and trying to help and, giving advice when before, we didn't have any of that. I mean, I guess he had nothing to be so supportive about. And I just had to, go for it. And when I did, he came around.
I love it.
I love
So
it.
then, okay, and
I
it
love
filled
it.
where you didn't have before. Interesting, yeah. No, just because I talk to a lot of moms, and moms who don't have other stay-at-home moms or women who don't have the other outlets to be a woman besides just being a mother, sometimes they feel like that it takes a toll on their marriage. Right. So I've heard other women who start to find work or hobbies, or they get involved in groups so that it's not just being a mom, they begin to carry themselves a different way that attracts their husband differently.
Yes, I believe
Being a
in all
boss
of
lady is sexy.
Yes.
Okay.
And you are doing your thing, and there is nothing
Thank you.
sexier than seeing a woman be a boss, be successful, follow her passion. I'm sure every night he saw you on that stage, he was like, yes!
Yeah.
Speaking of boss ladies in the music game right now, our girl Remy Ma recently hosted a women's empowerment brunch in Beverly Hills and discussed how she believes in collaboration and friendships instead of feuds when it comes to female rappers. Remy said, quote, "We all bring something different to the table, and once people realize that, stop fighting each other, work together, and help build each other up, we'll grow even more."
Yes.
I love this. I am a huge fan, you guys know this,
Yes,
of rap music. I love this. I completely agree with this. I try to think to myself, okay, I'm not gonna front. Obviously, when her and Nicki had the beef going on, and I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting at my computer all day long waiting for the response. Okay, so that part, yes, was fun. But how much doper would it be if they did a record together? I do agree in that sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As dope as, yes, it fuels the fire. Does that make any sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, beefing.
Although it like gets you excited to see beefing happening, it's so much doper to see two women come together and create great music that we all can listen to and enjoy.
I mean, it's so negative, you know, and when you had two great artists, like, why go to beefing? Like, when you could just help each other grow, you know what I'm saying? It's like about women empowerment these days. Like,
that's right.
Back in the day, there was, you know, where rap was about beefing. But today, it's like kind of lame.
It's
lame.
2018.
It's about collabs, it's about getting together, and it's about sharpening one another, you know? I think when women are competitive and jealous and when they hate on each other, it actually isn't sexy. It actually really shows, especially as you get older, you realize that women, when they're really like that, they're really showing their insecurities.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the only person you ever have competition with in your life is the person looking back at you in the mirror.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Who you were yesterday and being better today.
Well, you know, I got a question, okay? Because we were so excited for Xscape to get back together.
Yes, we were.
But we loved it.
What's your butt?
What did that take to get back, and what's happening now? Because now it was 4, now it's like 3.
3 girls that decided to do music. I know Candy had other things, and she didn't want to do new music. So 3 of us decided that we still wanted to do music. A lot of people were asking for new music.
Good.
So
Yeah.
we felt like, why not? Why not? This is what we love. This is what we started from, and this is what they know us from. So, you know, when you see Xscape 3, that means it's just us 3. But there are 4 girls in the group, and we do support each other, and there will be more of Xscape 4.
All right.
That's good to know.
Making, you know, coming on the show.
I think that's amazing, and I'm sure the fans are so excited to hear that.
Love it.
I have to ask, though, obviously, you and Candy are friends.
Yes.
That, in my opinion, that shouldn't put a strain. I'm sure people look at it and are like, oh, that probably is weird and awkward, but it shouldn't be. You guys should be allowed to do your thing, and she can do her thing, and you can continue to support each other, no?
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on. I mean, she, you know, she didn't want to do it, and nobody has any hard feelings. We're just doing what we do, and she's doing what she do, and we come back together, and we do it all together.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is female empowerment right there in itself. That
Support
is
each
awesome.
other's decisions.
That is so dope.
In life.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I was just wondering, because I was like, can we please get somebody on the show to explain that to us? Because as fans, we don't understand how hard it is to get people, you know, together. Even just because I had interviewed Candy for my radio show, Cafe Mocha, and she was saying just to get together, there was some issues with one of the other girls. And once that became clear, then you guys were able to go on tour and work together and stuff like that. So I just think, like I always say, it's hard working with insecure females.
Yes.
That's the thing.
And once you let your egos go,
Right.
sky's the limit. I also think in rap beefs, it gets weird because you never see men beef with women. Right? It's always
It's not
men,
that many
men.
women, though.
And that's the other thing. Why should y'all beef when there's not that many of you? You should absolutely be uplifting each other. There aren't that
But
many.
I think maybe they're trying to follow the example of, because it used to be back in the day,
men.
right, that men used to beef. So I think maybe they were thinking, well, if we do it like that, then we could do the come up too. But since it's not that many of them, it doesn't really make sense to do it. So, you know.
What do you feel? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, there's so many women that's coming up with just doing great songs.
Yes.
And that's what it should be about, just doing great music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell me something? What's the difference between before when y'all used to like tour together and now? Like, what are some significant differences now that you're moms and you're older?
Well, I can tell you one big difference is that we never headlined our own tour. We were always on someone else's tour. We always toured with R. Kelly. So, you know, just being, you know, we had to like stay in our rooms when he hit the hallways and stuff like that. So coming back this year, we running the show.
Come on.
You know,
Let it
and
go.
we're selling out arenas.
Yes.
So it was like really different from us, but we also had to pay all the bills.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Every expense, it comes out of our money.
Okay, and I
So-
have one more question about candy, because I just want to make sure I have it clear.
We're all like, yes.
Yeah, because you said that you guys will, the four of you will eventually get back together. Is that only when you guys perform your past songs? Or is there a possibility that the four of you guys will get back together with some new songs?
music.
New music.
I cannot
Okay.
say that is so.
Take
Okay.
more drink.
But
Yes.
what I will
Carry
say
on,
that
no.
we welcome her at any time.
I love that.
Okay,
Right,
got
right,
it.
right.
Being positive, putting it out there.
Yes.
The one thing I will say is that this woman right here is a hell of a songwriter.
Yes,
okay?
she is.
She's a hell of a songwriter.
Yes, she is.
She can write a song and put candy in it, and before you know it, we back to square one. All right? That's all we do.
Look at God.
Now, refuting to flying last week, you guys, passengers on a transatlantic plane from Germany to New Jersey experienced a flight from hell after a child reportedly threw a screaming tantrum for the entirety of the 8-hour journey.
8 hours.
Wow.
Picture it, hear it,
Wow.
check out this tape.
Honey, come over here.
Since the video went viral, I know you can unplug yours now. People have been speaking up more about wanting the option to pay more money to get on child-free flights. Okay, let's talk about this. Now, what do you think, Tiny? You're a mom. What do you think about this idea? How do we handle this? Because this is common.
Well, I don't know, because I was thinking at first, I was like, just, we all have kids, just
Yep.
tune them out, just do what you do. But looking at that, that is like, that child's, first of all, too big to be doing that when no parent is like, get down, get your,
Yeah,
Because I was standing up on
There's
the chair.
no way I would have my child that big just running things and doing that. Like, when you have a screaming baby, maybe there is a hurt and you can't do anything about it because
Right.
they can't tell you. But that child is way too big for that.
Right.
It should have been some discipline going on.
Yes, for sure. What do you think, Tam?
What do I think? Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind the kid-free flights only because you're going to have some happy customers. But not only that, it's like as a mom, and when your toddler or your child is like having a tantrum, you're already nervous just getting on the plane because sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. I think that'll just take a little bit of the anxiety off the parents, knowing that if I'm on a flight, these people want to be on the flight with the child, if you know what I mean.
I didn't see it
so
that way.
yeah, so I mean, if they want it, okay, and maybe the airlines can profit off of it by just having the prices be a little bit higher. I don't know. I think it's a win-win situation for everybody. Now, this child, I don't know, making an observation, looking at this, I think it's normal for a child to, have a tantrum for an hour, There might be some sensory issues with. What I mean is throughout the hour, not like for an entire hour.
This was 8 hours.
This was 8 hours. So with a child screaming for 8 hours straight, there might be some sensory issues. There might be something going on that we don't necessarily see. Or the other observation is I really don't see the mom disciplining, the child because, I don't know, they need to definitely look into that because that's not normal for a child to be screaming. I mean, I know if my child screamed for 8 hours, he would be passed out somewhere. He would be tired of... He would be exhausted.
He would cry himself to sleep.
I know.
I actually, so I was opposite of you. I felt like, thinking of parents, I felt terrible asking for a flight that they couldn't get on. You know what I mean? Because that now leaves limited flights to where the parents can get on. But at the same time, with you saying that, the peace that I know that my sister, who's a mom, would feel knowing this is a family flight.
Friendly, yeah, it's a family
This is a family flight. This is a flight where people expect, okay, if the kid's crying, your kid might be crying too, and your kid back there might, we all in this together, we all got crying kids? Okay, I feel, so you just changed my perspective, because I was like, that seems wrong, because you know, I would feel terrible if I was looking online. You know, a lot of people book their flights online. If I was looking at that was like a kid only and that's the time slot I need.
I will
Right.
say
You
this.
know?
I will say this too. I remember being on a flight and Aiden was being a normal, you know, like 2-year-old, not like going too crazy. And there was an older couple behind me, and they saw that I was, you know, slightly like freaking out because again, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable, but the mom is also uncomfortable.
Embarrassing?
Yes, and embarrassed. And the guy, you know, he just looked at Adam and I. He said, "You know what? I just want to let you guys know you're doing a good job.
Wow.
You're doing a good
I love
job."
that. We should encourage more of that. More
I
of
mean,
that.
I think I've said this before. I was on a flight to South Africa from Atlanta, and that's 14 hours. And it was a toddler on, she 2-3 years old,
Yeah.
and she wasn't listening to nobody.
Yeah.
And you know, Auntie Lonnie kicked in. And I was stuck with her for 8 hours, but she was quiet. She sat next to me, and then when I kept trying to give her back, I was like, okay, well then I guess this is what we're gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, I think one, that there are options that the airline can do. Maybe they can have flights for, you know, look at the age of the children. Maybe 3 and under. Maybe you have more flights for, you know, especially during the holidays.
Yeah.
But maybe have some flights that maybe if you're 3 and under, maybe you don't want to fly with you. Because the thing is, it's hard to say discipline a child because people are not, you know, people have different ways of disciplining. Child-free flights, I could just see the airlines trying to profit off of it.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be too much money and everything.
And
so
it's not fair to make people without kids having to pay more in order to just
Exactly.
get from A to B.
Exactly.
But I do believe that we live in a society, which means community. We all are responsible for one another.
Exactly.
So we, people who don't have kids or aren't traveling with kids, could be more understanding, always look that there could be some issue with the person.
Yeah.
No,
Offer
because on
some
that
sense of
8-hour
support.
flight, I would have been talking. I would have got up. And, what's wrong? Let's
Yeah,
try,
right.
You
And
know,
I think
just
the
try to calm them down.
Airlines should also offer some help. Maybe offer free Wi-Fi to the parents so that the kids can play.
I will tell you
and,
this,
know,
y'all.
have some
Southwest is amazing. They gave Adam and I, they saw that we had 2 kids. They were like, here, a free glass of wine for
See?
you.
Boom.
They already know that we were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
They
what's
need to
up.
give it to the customers that's listening to the kids, because that's what I do. I was like, give me some free
I have a
alcohol.
question though. As loud as the kid was crying, does it work with headphones?
Not if he's running up and down. First of all, it's a safety issue. To all the parents out there, I understand that your kid, whatever, but it's a safety issue. That's still a moving vehicle. Anything could happen on the plane, so you do want to be able to control that child.